Welcome, dear friends, to our Bible study. Today we delve into a powerful passage where Jesus returns to his hometown, not to a hero's welcome, but to rejection. It's a profound lesson on faith and familiarity. As we explore these verses, let's open our hearts to what they teach us about our own lives and our perception of the divine. My love for Jesus is the foundation of my life. He is my guide, my comfort, and my strength. And sharing his word with you is a joy beyond measure. Now, let us read from the scriptures. John 6:21-20 NLV. Jesus went from the house of Jairus and came to his hometown. His followers came after him. This verse marks a transition. As Jesus leaves a place of miraculous healing and returns to the familiar streets of Nazareth, the town where he grew up, on the day of rest, he began to teach in the Jewish place of worship. Many people heard him. They were surprised and wondered, saying, "Where did this man get all this? What wisdom is this that has been given to him? How can he do these powerful works with his hands?" The people are astonished. They recognize his wisdom and power, yet they cannot comprehend its source because they see him only as the local boy they once knew. Is he not a man who makes things from wood? Is he not the son of Mary and the brother of James and Joses and Judas and Simon? Do not his sisters live here with us? The people were ashamed of him and turned away from him. Their familiarity breeds contempt. They reduced Jesus to his earthly family and profession, blinding themselves to his divine nature. This is a warning for us not to let what we think we know prevent us from seeing God's work. Jesus said to them, "One who speaks for God is respected everywhere, but in his own country, and among his own family, and in his own house." Jesus speaks a painful truth. Those closest to us can sometimes be the last to recognize the gifts God has given us. So Jesus could do no powerful works there. But he did put his hands on a few sick people and healed them. Their lack of faith limited the miracles Jesus could perform. It wasn't a lack of power on his part, but their unbelief created a barrier. Still, his compassion shines through as he heals the few who did come to him. He wondered because they had no faith. But he went around to the towns and taught as he went. Jesus is amazed by their disbelief, a powerful statement on the hardness of the human heart. Yet he does not stop his mission, instead carrying his message to other towns. Jesus called the 12 followers to him and began to send them out 2 by 2. He gave them power over demons, as Jesus now empowers his disciples, extending his ministry through them. He sends them in pairs for support and accountability, giving them authority over evil. He told them to take nothing along with them but a walking stick. They were not to take a bag or food or money in their belts. They were to wear shoes. They were not to take 2 coats. This instruction was a lesson in complete dependence on God. The disciples were to trust that God would provide for their every need through the hospitality of others. He said to them, "Whatever house you go into, stay there until you leave that town." This teaches humility and contentment, preventing the disciples from seeking more comfortable or prestigious lodgings. Whoever does not take you in or listen to you, when you leave there, shake the dust off your feet. By doing that, you will speak against them. For sure, I tell you, it'll be easier for the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah on the day men stand before God and are judged than for that city. Shaking the dust off was a symbolic act, signifying a break in fellowship and a warning of judgment. It underscores the serious responsibility of those who hear the gospel message. Then they left. They preached that men should be sorry for their sins and turn from them. The disciples obey, and their core message is one of repentance, a call for people to turn away from sin and back to God. They put out many demons. They poured oil on many people that were sick and healed them. Their obedience is met with power. They perform exorcisms and healings, demonstrating that the authority of Jesus now works through them. King Herod heard about Jesus because everyone was talking about him. Some people said John the Baptist has been raised from the dead. That is why he is doing such powerful works. Jesus' fame reaches the highest levels of power. Herod, haunted by his guilt, immediately fears that Jesus is John the Baptist, whom he had executed, returned to life. Other people said he is Elijah. Others said he is one who speaks for God like one of the early preachers. The people were trying to understand who Jesus was, comparing him to the great prophets of the past, yet not fully grasping his unique identity. When Herod heard this, he said, "It is John the Baptist whose head I cut off." has been raised from the dead. Herod's guilty conscience twists the truth, revealing his deep-seated fear and paranoia. For Herod had sent men to take John and put him into prison. He did this because of his wife Herodias. She had been the wife of his brother Philip. The narrative now flashes back to explain Herod's guilt. John was imprisoned for bravely speaking truth to power. John the Baptist had said to Herod, "It is wrong for you to have your brother's wife." John's imprisonment was the direct result of his confronting Herod's sin, a courageous and dangerous act. Herodias became angry with him. She wanted to have John the Baptist killed, but she could not. Herodias held a grudge, her wounded pride fueling a murderous rage against the man who dared to condemn her marriage. Herod was afraid of John. He knew he was a good man and right with God, and he kept John from being hurt or killed. He liked to listen to John preach. But when he did, he became troubled. Herod is a man divided, respected John's righteousness, and was intrigued by his message, yet he was too weak and compromised to do what was right. His inner turmoil is a tragic picture of a soul at war with itself. Thank you for joining me in this study. I pray these words have touched your heart as they have mine. I will pray for you every day. For the complete library of my Bible study videos, please search for Jesus at HaroldSwaney. Thank you, and God bless.